If you're a student and aren't sure what we want to do next, or are just interested in the university lifestyle, including nightlife, costs, courses and travel, then tune in on Wednesday the 10th of June at 9am, where we'll be joined by 3 students for an hour show. They'll be sharing their thoughts and opinions on school and further education to help you decide what you want to do next. Come along to the Christmas Bazaar on the 21st November 2015 at the United Church Hall, Calcutta Street, Cricklade. There'll be bric-a-brac, tombola, refreshments, cakes and raffles in aid of the Prospect Hospice. So that's the 21st November at the United Church Hall, Cricklade. As we spend all our time on Earth, it's hard to believe that we are just a speck floating around in space. So just to remind you how large and incredible the universe is, here are some facts you probably didn't know. The Sun is pretty big, as you probably guessed, especially compared to Earth. It is so big in fact that over 1 million Earths can fit inside. But you wouldn't want to be inside the Sun, as its core has a temperature of 15 million degrees Celsius. Ouch. Likewise, the Sun makes up 99% of our solar system's mass, just to prove to you how big it is. You may never go to space, but it's not actually far away. It's only 100 kilometres above Earth. This means that if you manage to drive your car upwards, it would take less than an hour, about the time it takes to get from Swindon to London. Then once you're up in space, you could attempt to explore the 1,800 other worlds that have been confirmed to exist. If you don't like the weather in England, then you would hate the weather on other planets. With Venus reaching temperatures 5 times hotter than boiling water and Neptune reaching wind speeds of 1,600 miles an hour, you should really appreciate Earth. In space, metal sticks together. Therefore, if 2 pieces of the same metal touch, they will bind together permanently. Our moon has a diameter a quarter of our planet. This makes it the biggest moon compared to their planet in our solar system. In addition, we only ever see one side of our moon, known as the lunar near side, meaning it is constantly staring at us. Furthermore, for those of you who ever wanted to rule the moon, there is a law stating that no one ever can. Sorry. When you look at stars, they seem to twinkle, but stars don't actually. The effect is caused by the star's light hitting the atmosphere and being refracted. This bends the light and gives the appearance of twinkling stars. Another fact is that we can time travel. Kind of. It takes 8 minutes from the light from the surface of the Sun to reach our eyes. However, it takes 35,000 years for the light from the core of the Sun to reach the surface. So how old is the light on our face when we stand outside? After covering time travel, what about aliens? Well, Saturn has 62 moons. One of its moons includes Titan. This is the closest planet to Earth that has the potential to sustain life. However, unlike Earth, which is 60% water, Titan is mostly methane, and like water, the methane can exist as a gas, solid, and a liquid. In addition, Saturn is less dense than water, meaning that it could float, but you'd have to find a big enough swimming pool first. The rings of Saturn are made of ice, and the light reflecting off the ice allows us to see them. Unfortunately, this ice will eventually float away, so one day we will no longer be able to see these beautiful rings. Moving away from Saturn, Mars is home to the largest mountain in the solar system. So forget Everest, which stands at 8,848 metres, Olympus Mons is a staggering 21 kilometres high and 600 kilometres wide. Lastly, if you didn't know what people meant by a light year is a unit of distance equivalent to the distance that light takes to travel in 1 year. This is about 6 million miles. Yikes. Bearing this in mind, the largest star known to science is the R136A1. This is a star 100 times bigger than our Sun and is 165,000 light years away. That's a bit of a trip. So space is massive, scary and just awe-inspiring. It's really hard to believe in all this mad science, but it just shows how wonderful our solar system really is. Swindon 105.5 offers spaces for volunteers to get involved with radio and gain some valuable knowledge and experience. John Eslip is just one of our volunteers working for Swindon 105.5.
Hi, I'm John Eslip. I've been helping here at the station. It's probably around about 3 years. I got involved in here because I was made redundant. My work disappeared over to China, and feeling at a little bit of a loss, and knew the station were looking for people. My background, I thought I'd be sort of helping to repair and maintain some of the electronic bits, but I got pushed into pressing buttons and things, and the Sideways Look team have been sort of stuck with me since.
Contact us today to get involved with your local community radio station, Swindon 105.5. Mark Webb's 2009 film 500 Days of Summer is a story of boy meets girl. The boy, Tom Hansen, of Margate, New Jersey, grew up believing that he'd never truly be happy until the day he met the one. This belief stemmed from an early exposure to sad British pop music and a total misreading of the movie The Gratitude. The girl, Summer Finn, of Shinnecock, Michigan, did not share this belief. Since the disintegration of her parents' marriage, she only loved two things. The first was her long dark hair. The second was how easy she could cut it off and not feel a thing. Tom meets Summer on January 8th. He knows almost immediately she is the one he has been searching for. This is a story of boy meets girl, but you should know up front, this is not a love story. Yes, when Tom Hansen, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, falls in love with Summer Finn, played by Zoe Deschanel, at work, we follow the two from start to finish of their relationship, just not in the right order. With a girl who doesn't believe in love and a guy who spent his entire life searching for it, the two worlds collide and end in a devastating collapse. The film starts as a trailer to some of the romantic comedies you hear about and watch, but the romance ends rather abruptly. With the film/non-linear narrative instantly comparing our two star-crossed lovers and bluntly stating the inevitable breakup, we know what will happen. With the 2-hour light-hearted comedy beginning at the end of their relationship and switching between day 1 of Tom Hansen meeting Summer Finn to their complete breakup on day 500. It really is a unique twist on the genre. Despite the depressing nature of the film and the loss of Tom's hope, the film is light-hearted and generally puts the audience in a good mood. With some hilarious scenes to the film and an honest portrayal of what an entire cycle of relationship is like, you can't help but relate to either of the characters. This includes the meet-cute, the awkward silences, the first kiss, the famous third date, to the discussion to the future, and the eventual resenting and I just want to be friends talk. We see great links between the past and current status of the relationship, with repetition of scenes, and cute couple things that people do, just with very different reactions depending on the stage of the relationship. I feel this truly represents how people change over time and how people eventually fall in and out of love. The anachronic order is really an interesting take on a media text that we should all see more of and make a story far more interesting. And for those of you who don't know what anachronic order is, it's when a story is not told in a chronological order. For me, the best scene in the film is a stereotypical Disney song and dance when everyone knows all the moves and looks far too happy. A lot like Disney's Enchanted. This scene includes Tom dancing after finding his true love, which is accompanied by a catchy song and animated birds. However, ends on him stepping into a lift, all happy, and then skipping to day 300, where we see him look incredibly worn out. The crossover and juxtaposition truly is brilliant. The soundtrack of the film is beautiful and works with every scene of the film. If you want to create a unique and interesting film with some fantastic crossovers and use of sound, 500 Days of Summer is one to teach you a thing or two. However, despite the slightly depressing factors of the film, with our main character losing his will to live, the feature ends happy, as when Summer leaves his life, we have the eventual introduction of his new love interest, Autumn. After all, when summer is over, autumn will always follow. So, I would recommend this for anyone who loves rom-coms just as much as me. 500 Days of Summer is definitely a good 10 out of 10.